So out the frying pan and into the fire. There is public enemy number one, Jake Dillon Newlove, alongside Rikki Jones. The crucial thing for them is that they are still in a brilliant position here.
Well, they'd obviously worked it out beforehand. I said it during the match, a draw's better for them than it is for Rob and Jimmy, just because of who's left to play. Now they're playing a partnership that's already eliminated. But they had made the decision before that break that a draw's all. They wanted that to be a buzzer beater, and they didn't want to have to play the break and have even the slightest risk of a golden duck. I'm really surprised they didn't. If you get the cut break right, the chance of going in off is very slim, and you've got a chance to make the 8-ball. So I'm surprised they didn't take that opportunity.
Yeah, Cam Tolley breaks off. His partnership, remember, already eliminated. They cannot qualify. They can, however, win this match and really annoy Rikki Jones and Jake Dillon Newlove, who are first to the table off that dry break. Yeah, I think when you weigh it up, and, you know, we can do that. We've got the luxury of doing that in the commentary box because we've got, you know, time to think. We don't have to worry about potting balls and all
also
the rest
no
of it.
jeopardy as well.
Yeah, and you've got that decision to make there. Do you risk going for a golden break in the sense that you would therefore risk getting a golden duck? You look at how many golden ducks there's been. I reckon we're still in single figures. You have 100 breaks. I'm not sure you get one golden duck. You probably get 3 or 4 golden breaks. And also, what's the outcome if you golden duck? Your outcome is you need Chris Melling and Craig Waddingham to get you a result, and you need to win a match and you'll have a 6-wedge shootout. It's still not terrible odds. Yeah, I think it's probably worth going for the risk of winning the match with the golden break.
I absolutely agree with you. I think they had to. They leaving a second on the clock was to their advantage, and they didn't try and take the advantage of that. What I will say is that they've made the decision the draw's good enough, and that's not because they fancy themselves in a 6-thread shootout. We know Rikki Jones is very opposed to the 6-thread shootout. Jake doesn't have much, if any, experience of a 6-thread shootout. And I actually think that what they're saying is, we think Chris Melling and Craig Waddingham are going to beat Jimmy and Rob, or at least get a result. And if we win our final match, we'll go through straight. Now, what I will say with that as well, if that's how they feel, the fact they're playing this match before the next match hurts them. Because if they win this match here, Craig and Chris are eliminated, and that might free them up, but it might go the other way. We've seen it go both sides of that. So they've kind of been hurt by the way this has played out with that regard.
Yeah. And also we had the sort of drama alert at the end of the game as well, where no one knew what was going on. Things were being thrown, arguments were being... No, they weren't. But, you know, fun to speculate. Either way, they've got 2 big shots to play. This one coming up is a big shot. Needs to be able to see the 8-ball as well as make this reds. The red's the easy part of the equation. Being able to see the 8-ball might be a little bit trickier. If you don't see it nicely, it might be really tricky. This 3's got to go first.
Played that well. Just got through enough. Knew he was getting the yellow solid, so had to force through it. It's an excellent shot. Okay, still a tricky 8-ball required, but that's all Jake could do, was hope to leave sight of it. Fabulous. Great shot from Rikki Jones, and a great start here. Both Jake Dillon Newlove and Rikki Jones have to win this match. It guarantees them at least a 6-red shootout and eliminates the favourites from tonight, Chris Melling and Craig Waddingham, and that is the start. Rikki will be feeling $1 million after that break, after that 8-ball, and after the break. Just absolutely flushed it with everything he's got there. Really awkward layout. Yellow doesn't pass, I think, to the left centre. If it did, then you'd go yellows and have a real chance at them. But red and 8-ball in the way, I think. How do you fancy a full ball plan? I think it's just off. I'm not sure that's available. And if it isn't, there's nothing else on.
Tricky shot. Didn't take it on. Received official word, Mr. Webb.
Yeah, people may have noticed you went quiet. You went to find out confirmation on everything.
Yeah, I got an official word from the head of the IRO, who's here tonight. That's the International Referees Organisation. Lovely people, great refs. Scott Price is the head of the IRO, and official word is that it is a rule that will be changing. It was something we flagged earlier on in this event when it happened. We mentioned at the time that it felt a little bit off, and it was raised and it was put through with the IRO, who control the rules officially in Ultimate Pool, with a few other different bodies, and all gets very political, and that's not what I'm here for. But essentially, the rule will change, but they didn't want to make a change mid-event. As we see Rikki draw that yellow. And because this event is such a long event, that feels like a long time ago that it happened, but they didn't want to change the rules essentially mid-competition, which seems sort of fair enough, really. So from the next Monday night event, which, by the way, will be the Ultimate Pool Mixed Pairs coming up in a couple of weeks' time, from that event, in that scenario, the opposite pair would get a break and a chance to golden break it. Although now we've seen that specific scenario twice, I can't imagine we'll see it again, but you just never know.
Yeah, whilst I'm not necessarily a fan of that decision, I do think the decision had to be made. The reason I think it's a good decision, I'm not a fan of it, but the reason I think it works well is because it takes all the pressure off the referee, because then it becomes a subjective decision to make in terms of, was that an attempt to play a legal break or not? And that takes that out of the way. It's like, if that happens, then it will be another break, which kind of, it just makes it much more clear and simple for the rules to be followed by the referees.
Yeah, for me as well, it stops the sort of, you know, in that, I'm not saying this is the case, but in that example, for example, if the draw really benefited Jake and Rikki, they couldn't sort of coward's way out, if you like, and sort of barely break. They'd have to do it properly, risk making a mistake and turning the table over, and sort of do it properly. Yeah,
if the rule was set up the way I was kind of going for, then you are basically asking Oryx Tesgale to make a decision, or whether that was a genuine attempt to make a legal break or not, which is putting the referees very much bang under pressure, because sometimes it's hard to tell in that sort of situation, although I think that one was fairly clear.
Cam Tolley with a bit of a wide. Can go one of two ways, these matches. Phil and Cam are out, they can no longer qualify. And sometimes, as we've seen recently in the last couple of weeks, we've seen pairs completely released by that. Think of Sam Betts last week, and John Egan, who played absolutely brilliantly in this equivalent match. Won 4-0. They played awesome. Cam Tolley and Phil Harrison not quite at that level just yet, but I tell you what, Rikki Jones is hardly taking advantage in this frame.
He's actually landed okay, because he's got the ball to top left, and it's an angle where you can just punch this in and be on the other yellow to bottom left. Let's just head down and cue it well. Don't want to overhit this. Beautiful.
Yeah, lovely recovery shot. And make him feel good.
I'll tell you who won't be feeling good watching this is Craig and Chris. This is eliminating them right now.
And it goes. Rikki Jones gets the job done. And for Melling and Waddingham fans, of which I don't doubt there's a fair few watching, they'll be on a knife edge right now, not going the way this match needs it to go for them. That last frame will have been particularly tough to watch.
Phil and Cam have been 2-0 down in every single match, which is a tough place to play pool from in races to 4 and 20-minute matches. Decent break. Reds look okay. The one by the 8 ball's a little bit guarded, but plenty of balls to do some work. There you go, straight after it.
Red ball's in play.
Hasn't opened it up perfectly, but he can do it again. That red does go up to top left, so doesn't have to play another breakout shot, but it's so controllable, I'll be surprised if he doesn't. Oh, that couldn't go much worse. Controls it well in terms of getting the red into play, but thought he was guaranteed to be on the red to bottom right, and he can't see it. Very awkward next shot. A very good recovery. I was wondering whether he was a touch short, but he's getting down and playing it pretty quickly, so he must be happy. Yeah, he's fine. All the room in the world to play on this 8 ball bottom right. Possibly Phil Harrison's best visit all night long. He's not been at his best tonight.
A bit more like it. Hope. For Melling and Waddingham, who are huge Harrison and Tolley fans here. They need a result from them. They need them to keep Rikki Jones and Jake Dillon Newlove away from outright top of the group.
Jones and Newlove to break. Leading 2 frames to 1.
Oh, straight in off. And a very good layout. This could be 2-2 very quickly.
Well, it should be 2-2
It should be, yeah, it should be. Hit the last break beautifully, squared it up right down the middle of the table. This time gets it all wrong.
Well, it's been feast or famine for Rikki in a strange sort of way. I'm with you. I think he's hit a couple of breaks unbelievably well this evening. But he's also shied a couple straight into pockets, which, as a pool player at the level he is such a cardinal sin, really. And it could be a big, big moment in this match, in this night, indeed in this tournament, when you figure it may impact who qualifies for the final 4. Phil is short.
He's fine. He's okay with
Going
one.
the other way.
Yeah, he's okay. I think he was even looking at that this way around. Just more room then. You don't have to play the one to right centre to get on the 8 ball.
Not the first time I've been tricked by the Phil Harrison mannerisms. I think he's a little bit short here, but it shouldn't affect Cameron Tolley.
Yeah, he's definitely short this time.
Similar to the Jake Dillon Newlove one a little bit earlier. Never missing, though. And we're level pegging. 5:46. And tick, tick, ticking. Clock will stop at 5 minutes for the racking of the balls. And I think, although our referee, Orich Tesgelt, is without doubt just one of the best in the game, one of the quickest at racking in the game, not sure it'll get us squared away quite within 45 seconds. Or will he? Race is on. And, well, never doubt, Orich Tesgelt. 30 seconds, cheers, job done. That's quick. Gets a ball. How's the leave?
It's good. It's fine. A little bit congested in one area of the table, but the sort of layout where you're so used to seeing Phil pick this one apart and make it look routine. Essentially, just has to place a couple of good cue balls in and around the area just there on the right-hand side of the table.
Well, when I first arrived to... Oh, Philip!
15-second shot clock in play.
Oh, goodness me, that could be massive.
Extension called.
Phil hangs his head, but it might be Chris and Craig doing that.
I actually can't believe what I've just seen there.
Red balls in play.
That
is an unforgivable miss from Phil Harrison.
I was just about to make the point that for Rikki and Jake Dillon Newlove, that the worst thing they can see here is Phil Harrison starting to really warm up. But he then misses the easiest of balls. No real reason for this either, in terms of, he's not trying to do anything funny, he's not trying to overdo it, he's not trying to work the cue ball, it's just a natural shot that he's missed.
Well, 15 seconds might have just caught Rikki out of fraction. Recovers in time.
Yeah, he just, that shot previously just put the 8 ball in a slightly awkward position, so still a little bit of jeopardy on this finish for Rikki, and the pressure's on the visit right now. And more than anything else, it's the pressure of the night is on Rikki Jones's shoulders right now.
That's a very good shot. Key ball in hand, perfect. Ooh, wobbled.
Oh, that used it all, didn't it? Put right hand side on because he wanted to get above the red and push straight into the ball. Nearly misses it thick. Turns out perfect though.
Checks the match clock. Can't really do much with this. Rikki has been very on it tonight in terms of match clock management and all the rest of it. You can't imagine that Jake Dillon Newlove didn't go out to break in the last match at 3-all unaware that the golden break was on. That feels like almost, just from watching Rikki, and he's a very intelligent guy, and he's right on it tonight as the captain of that team. Feels like an instruction to not risk anything and happy with the draw, just get the match over and done with.
Considering how against the 6-red shootout Rikki is, and he touched on it in his interview, and lack of experience from Jake Dillon Newlove in a 6-red shootout, they could be heading towards one. I mean, the win guarantees at least a 6-red shootout, if not going through direct. But it does, if they don't get through tonight and they do win this match, there'll be a big question mark over whether they should have gone for the golden break or not. Whether they basically accepted the draw.
And of course, it's not like a silver bullet. You can't guarantee a golden break, but it feels like a waste not to at least have the opportunity to hit one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've seen it in the second stage already. Defining moment of Group 1.
Jake Dillon Newlove makes a ball, and this is a golden chance to not just put his team top of the group, but to put Chris Melling and Craig Waddingham out. They still have to play Jimmy Croxton and Rob Wharne in our final match of the night, and they may be playing it out.
Just 2 minutes left. Interesting amount of time as well. And if he's not on a ball here, he could be giving enough time to Cam to respond. Yeah, he can't run the clock down. He's got nowhere to go.
He just played that in time.
Yeah, looked okay, but it will be checked by Orich.
Yeah, so clock has stopped. This is going to be checked for a time foul.
Makes a difference as well. With those two yellows going together, they're awkward. And if you had ball in hand, can you put yourself on one of them? I don't think so, but you can give yourself the perfect ball to play the breakout.
Get to do your role here, Si, because I got the soft signal from our referee as he entered.
I'm assuming it was soft signal was good.
Yes, yeah. Correct. So he is now listening for evidence to check that it wasn't. He has his original assumption. Now he's looking for any evidence to see that it wasn't.
This must be close because they're having a secondary look. Must be closer than we thought.
Jake Dillon Newlove trying to smile it off. Rikki Jones looks far more relaxed than Jake does.
Well, Ricky's done all he can. He's not really going to play any more part in tonight, other than a 6-red shootout potentially.
And they're about to get some good news, I can tell you. It has been checked once, twice, 3 times an audio check. And Jake Dillon Newlove was okay. So this is just plain shot, loss of turn. Didn't pot a ball, didn't foul. So Cameron Tolley to the table with a chance. 90 seconds, and if he gets it, Craig Waddingham and Chris Melling will stay in the night. And Jake Dillon Newlove and Rikki Jones may be subject to a 3-way 6-red shootout. You're shaking my head. I've got the maths wrong again, haven't I?
Yeah, it can only be a 2-way. Just don't know who it could be against. Or they could be out. All bets are off. This is a tough counter, though, for Cam, because those 2 yellows are really awkward. Unless the left-hand one goes past the red to bottom right, they are really, really awkward.
Do you play yellow off yellow?
Yeah, but then that yellow's going to go safe. Yeah.
Doesn't get it.
That should be that. That should be that with 49 seconds left. Jake just has to pot a couple of the open balls.
It's a good job, Jake Dillon Newlove and Rikki Jones. Don't have my math skills because I feel like they've played their hand very intelligently. They've made deliberate decisions, and those deliberate decisions are paying off. Jake Dillon Newlove at the table with 20 seconds left. They are going to win this match, a must-win match. They are going to stay unbeaten. And with 10 seconds left, Jake simply just has to play one more shot to make sure. And this game is over. Rikki Jones and Jake Dillon Newlove win 2 and draw 1 to close off their night. They get the job done against Cameron Tolley and Phil Harrison. Now it's over to Jimmy Croxton and Rob Wharne as they take on Chris Melling and Craig Waddingham next.